Site, the Center for Nuclear Research. Enough about that, and now, our presenter, you ready, Nick? Yes.
I think I'm about as ready as I
All
could
right.
ever be.
Ladies and gentlemen, our friend Nicholas Mac Connell is here tonight to give us a stand.
Tonight, I want to talk to you about the brain. Far beyond anything in the world is your brain. This is the thing that brings it all to you, and this is the thing where I am going to make a big idea from. The big idea that I came up with about 18 years ago is to be able to organize your brain. If you could organize your brain, you had a system to work within your mind instead of outside the mind. So we have everything to manage what goes on outside. We have computers. We have all this amazing technology. It's emerging like crazy to manage everything outside of us. This technology, MindLinks is my company, I created the concept of working from within. And if you could work from within your brain, you could get control and really harness your power. And the questions are, how do you go about doing that? Is there anything possible that could ever let you create something called a brain organizer? Okay, so I created the Brain Organizer Notebook. And it actually works pretty simple. It works with the idea that you need to understand you have two brains. Now, I'm sure you guys have heard about this. You might have heard the right brain and left brain talk. And you know, you've got a little of this brain, a little of that brain. I'm more left brain, I'm right brain. I think everybody's heard that. But today's research is showing that we just not only have these sides of the brain, we actually have two physical brains up there. And so what's really important that you just are onto right now is that if you get access to both these brains, you're going to double your power. You're going to go beyond if you take a little look at and educate yourself as to what these brains do and how to use them. So the Brain Organizer Notebook is designed to work with both sides of the brain. And I'll show you more of it. I have some slides on it. But the idea behind it is you have a right brain page for visualization. So you're going to do all your visual work, drawing, doodling, any kind of visualization you want to do, you do on that side. On the left side, you do your logic. And this is particularly just divided into three things. The book deals with three simple things you can do with your mind. One is the actions that you're going to take. What actions are you going to take? And then the other thing, because let me make sure you understand that, the actions are what change the world. Think about it all you want. Get all the creative ideas you want. You can't do any of these things without taking action. So your whole life determines, it changes and moves, and what you do is determined by action alone. And the other part of it is your questions. This is what's missing. So I have a formula that I developed that's encoded in this book. And it's simply a division of actions you're going to take, questions you're going to have, and pre-visualizing what you're going to do before it ever happens. Okay, I call this back. And we can actually do it if you want. We can actually do a little back section. That's what I do in my Genius Brain Training seminars. The idea of genius is to harness the idea of simplicity. Now, Gary came up with this shish kebab thing. It's amazingly simple. Are you still here, Gary? Amazing. Simple. It's amazing products. The greatest genius stuff in the world is actually very, very simple. You'll find this. Watch even the greatest artists work. They make things look simple. They play the piano simple, they do their work, and it actually looks simple when Picasso's drawing. Okay? So here's the deal. It's very easy to do things hard, and it's very simple to do things easy. Did I say that right?
No. Very hard to do things that are simple, very simple to do things that are hard.
That's right. It's very hard to do something simple, and it's simple to do things hard. So that's why everybody has a hard time, and people are doing way too much work. So I'm going to give you a miracle thing. 3 things you want to do to cut through everything, go into total focus, and have your brain totally working with both sides. It's called VAC. Visualization. So if you want to write that down, V for visualization, and you can actually do one of these sessions if you want. That's where we pre-visualize, like the Olympics. How do you think we win the Olympics? They use a technique called pre-visualization. This means you take your invention and you pre-visualize you're already selling it. You pre-visualize that people are already using the product, that it's already sold, that you've already made your millions. Go to your house or whatever your fantasies are of ownership and be there. Get in your house. They talk about doing this, right, on The Secret. They want you to visualize getting all your stuff. Well, the idea is to use the power of your imagination, which is the right brain, which has instant capabilities. The right brain can snap, finger snap. I can put everybody in this room in the Caribbean on a big yacht. We can be traveling. I can get it to the point where you guys are sweating from the hot sun. You can smell the coconut oil. We're drinking margaritas. Okay, that can happen in the brain, in the right brain, instantly, and the way you get there is to close your eyes. Okay? That's the gateway to visualization.
Can we stay there for just a second?
You want to go? You want to go? We can do this process real quick. Close your eyes for a second and imagine your invention, your dream. Pick whatever it's going to be. Close your eyes. Go there. Breathe. And imagine it's happening. Imagine you're sitting presenting the thing. Imagine you're going to the bank with your first sales. Imagine the machine is going to be sold its millionth copy or its millionth one. Are you with me? Keep your eyes closed. Keep going in. I need all your energy. How fast can you get in there? Can I turn on your senses? Would you give me how does it smell in there? Can you smell the shrink wrap or the new stuff that's coming off the printing press or your cards? What do you take you through the senses? What do you see visually? Can you see it visually? Can you see the colors of the product? What do you hear? Can you hear music playing? Can you hear people cheering? Can you hear people complaining about your product? Can you hear any of this stuff? Now look, I'm engaging you and it's happening really fast. Finger snap. I got you there, right? Is everybody in there? Okay, so now here, this is what they tell you to do in The Secret. Visualize, visualize. This is what all the Zen Buddhist people teach you to do. Meditate, visualize, visualize. Yes, you can go there in your brain, but if you don't take some action or look for the action that's in that visualization, you're just going to drift off and have a good time. So we want you to come out of the trance and blast out on a piece of paper all the actions you need to take to get that done. You want to do it right now? Go for it. You just went into visualization. Clip down some actions on your to-do list on a piece of paper. Anybody need paper? You want to try? So the idea is to extract from the right brain, this visual brain that's instant. Did it take any time for us to go there? We finger snap, we're in. You can go there with your projects and imagine all the details. Tesla, he did all his projects in his brain. He ran his inventions and actually had motors turning for months at a time and would pull them back out of his imagination and look, and he said, oh, that thing's been wobbling for a week. And it's starting to wear out. And he would pull it back out of his mind on a piece of paper and say, yep, we got to change that bearing. The guy did everything from his imagination. He could visualize vividly. All you got to do is practice that technique that he used. That's where I got the technique for visualization. Einstein, of course, did visualization. He was riding this, at the speed of light on a bicycle. If everybody knows the story, he was imagining he was riding a bicycle at the speed of light. What would happen if he came, to the full speed of light? What would happen? Would time go backwards? Would time stop? He did all that in his mind because the visualization thing is all yours. It's all yours. So here's how you tap it. You're tapping the right brain. You come out after you snap your fingers. You can get in anytime you close your eyes. But you need to grab the actions you saw take place. So Einstein did his experiments, his thought experiments, and he grabbed the action from those experiments. You see, you've got to grab the action because the actions are going to bring it to life. Those are the steps you're going to take to bring it in. Okay? Now, the only thing that's missing now is we have the visualization and we have action, right? The action's your to-do list. So you're going to start blasting out your actions every day. You guys should be blasting those into your notebooks or your yellow pads, whatever you do. But the thing you've been missing out on that people don't know about is your questions. So on the other column, you have the actions on one side of your paper. On the other side, you want to put your questions. Now you're going to go, what in the world am I going to do about my questions? I don't know the answers. I don't want to write them down because I don't know the answers. And yes, I got these questions, but I don't really want to think about them. Well, I got a secret for you. If you write those questions down, there's only 7 major questions. Who, what, where, when, why, what if, how. Those are the major ones. If you use those to trigger, you can actually trigger, just keep asking yourself, who, what, where, when, why. And what is missing? Why don't you have the invention already done? How come you don't have $1 million in the bank? How come you guys don't have these things happening?